Good morning. And Sid, I just want to say hello, Sydney, and congratulations for your appointment to the Holocaust Memorial Council. I couldn't think of a better person to be there. And I know they're coming for you, but that's always a good sign. They only come for the ones, Sid, who are making a difference and who are speaking the truth. So we are very, very proud of you and very excited for you.
Oh, my God, that meant so much to me just now that you said that, Lara. Thank you. And it's a huge deal. And I was in Israel. Talk about irony. I was in Israel when I got the call from Sergio, and the president, of course, put it on Truth Social. And they are coming for me. They're vicious. You know, he named 15 people to this council. And I think I've seen 2 articles on Witkoff's kid and maybe 3 on Siggy Blicker. There's hundreds about me. They're still bringing up my speech at Madison Square Garden. So you're saying that's a good thing, right?
Well, you got to take it as a badge of honor because they don't come after the people who really aren't effective. If you're effective and you're speaking the truth and you're making these lunatics on the left look exactly like that, like a bunch of crazies and lunatics, then they do come for you. And so I always wear it as a badge of honor. So welcome to the club is what I'll say if they're coming for you, Sid.
I love this club. I never want to leave it, Lara. You know, Bill O'Reilly's going to come up after you, and he does this morning message. It's really good every morning. I loved it today. He was talking about, and you said this, I got to give you credit. Weeks ago, when there was talk of your father-in-law serving a 3rd term, you said, boy, he loves to make those Democrats crazy. And O'Reilly this morning, in his morning message, brought up 4 or 5 other examples where the Democrats and the media just go nuts over stuff that I really believe your father-in-law is never going to do, but he loves to watch them sweat. And you said this. You said this weeks ago. So he said yesterday, nah, no 3rd term. Maybe next week he'll say yes again. Who knows? But he loves to watch them squirm, yes?
Oh, it's his favorite thing to do. And the beauty of it, too, is think about the 4 years of hell they put him through. Think about the way they treated this man during his first term in office. I mean, my gosh, he had incoming from every possible place, from the Democrats, obviously from the media, even from within his own party and his own White House in a lot of respects. And so now he's learned their game, and now he turns the tables on them. And it's the most it's the most beautiful thing to watch happen because he knows exactly how to dangle the carrot out in front of them. And do they all attack it? Well, in years, it's a beautiful thing to see. He is the troller in chief. And I think it shows you how little these people that are actually focused on what the American people care about, right? People want to hear about the great trade agreements like we just heard about happening in the UK. They want to hear about us getting our energy dominance back in America, rebuilding our military, standing on the world stage. Are they reporting on that? No. They're saying Eric Trump posted a photo with a Trump 2028 hat, and everybody's minds exploded. I love it. It's fantastic.
It was your husband who initially posted that hat. That's right. The great Eric Trump. He did post that originally, and good for Eric. Not only did he do all those things you just talked about, and again, hopefully this deal with the UK is really going to pave the way for some of this tariff pain to go away, and I think it will. But one thing about President Trump, he hates war. You know, the media calls him a warmonger, this, that. Why? Because he killed Soleimani? Soleimani was a very, very bad guy. He hates war. Pakistan and India in war, and your father-in-law has offered to help. He's trying as best he can to stop the Israel-Arab situation, also the Ukraine-Russia situation. He hates war, and the media acts as if he loves it.
Yeah, it's really wild to hear this stuff. But you're right, the first president in 80 years to get us into no new wars. Obviously, we see what happened under Joe Biden. You had the war with Russia and Ukraine escalate. You have the Israel-Hamas situation going on. Now, obviously, with India and Pakistan, yeah, he wants to work it out. He consistently says, I mean, if you hear him talk about the Russia-Ukraine situation, he says, I hate it because I want the killing to stop. So many lives are being lost on both sides, and that is a bad thing. This is a president who is not part of the industrial war complex like so many before him. You have to remember all these presidents before him, you know, they got money from lobbyists, special interest groups. The people were giving them incentives to, you know, say, hey, maybe this isn't a bad idea. Let's get America involved in whatever situation. Donald Trump says, no, we're putting America first. He has absolutely nothing to gain. Don't forget, this is a man who donates his salary every quarter. He did it the first 4 years, got no credit. And guess what? He's back doing it for another 4 years. But he wants to make sure that there is peace. He wants to make sure that America isn't funding or aiding or involved in any wars in the future. And even if we're not, he wants to see peace reign. So, I interviewed Elon Musk, and he was on my show last weekend. And that's one of the things he said. He said, it's really interesting to me that they call Donald Trump and they call me a Nazi. They call Donald Trump Hitler. Nazis wanted war. They wanted suffering. They wanted death. Donald Trump wants the opposite. He is the most peaceful president of our lifetime, and I agree with that.
Your friend Elise Weisenfeld just texted me, tell Lara I said hello. She's listening right now.
Oh, the best.
Yeah, she's a great lady. And you're right about all that. Yet when there is war, guess what? He's the first to respect it, right? I mean, today is Victory Day. Not because my Knicks beat the Boston Celtics last night, but because World War II. So while he hates war and he does everything to avoid it, he's the first to say, hey, let's honor these people. Every other country does it. How about our World War II veterans? How great is that?
I mean, it's shocking that didn't happen before. I don't think people really ever considered it, but we should consider it. I mean, what a major victory for the world. This was a victory for America, but had the United States not intervened in World War II, had we not been successful in World War II, I mean, Sid, we wouldn't be sitting here talking. The entire world would have gone in the wrong direction, and it's really terrifying, the prospects of that. And so we should celebrate that, and we should honor all of our veterans. And I'll tell you what, the greatest generation, I think about those World War II veterans so often. When I see these kids who get offended because somebody uses the wrong pronoun and they need a puppy and a safe space, I think about the young men back 80 years ago who were storming the beaches of Normandy, who were literally going across the world to fight at 17 years old because they were going to turn 18 the next day. Those are the men of the greatest generation, and we should all take a couple of notes from them because, man, we're lucky that they lived and we're lucky that they served the way they did.
Amen, Lara Trump. So you mentioned Elon on the show last week. I'm not patronizing you. Your show is great. You get great guests. You've had a bunch of very memorable interviews already, including the mayor here in New York. I'm not a big fan, but you did a terrific job. Elon was great last week, and I played a bunch of those cuts, just on the show on Monday. Usually Mondays I play a bunch of cuts from your show on Saturday, and it looks like it's pretty much winding down, right? His days with Doge and his, his obligation. He talked about sleeping on a couch for the better part of 3 weeks at a time, and all those sacrifices that Elon Musk made, and he went through hell, right? Called him a Nazi and firebombed his dealerships, destroyed his cars, death threats, all those things. But as it winds down, I think Elon Musk proved one thing, and that is what a truly great American he really is. Fair to say that?
And the irony, Sid, of it is this is a man who wasn't born in this country. This is a man who was born in South Africa. And, I think all the time about the sacrifice he's made. I mean, no one's made more sacrifices for America in modern times than President Donald Trump. But Elon Musk is pretty high up there. And you think about the things he's done. Think about how he rescued people in North Carolina when they had no communication. He sent in the Starlink satellites, and he got everything back up and running there so they could at least communicate. When Boeing and NASA and the last administration failed to bring astronauts who were supposed to be in space for 8 days back and were stuck up there for 9 months, guess who came in and saved the day? Elon Musk. And now our country is finally getting a little bit of insight into the wasteful spending, the fraud, the dead people who are collecting Social Security, all the things that our tax dollars are just being wastefully spent on. Elon is exposing all of it, and it is so necessary for the future of America. He is a patriot. He loves this country. He understands the importance of America and why we need to remain great. And I'll tell you what, I personally am so grateful for him. But you know what he does say? He says, listen, my time as intense as it has been at Doge is winding down, but I'm never leaving. I'm always going to be here. And if they need me to come back for anything and stay for any extended period of time, I'm here to do that.
Good. All right. Final 2 minutes here. Let's get to this university mess. I'm considering going back to Columbia. I was the first person there, even before Speaker Mike Johnson, all these other people, going back already 14 months ago. I'm considering going back today after yesterday's nonsense. Your father-in-law continues to be a real leader in that effort, too, to wipe out anti-Semitism from these universities. He's hammered Columbia. He's hammered Harvard even more. But Columbia plays the game. They lie, Lara, they lie. But they act like they're playing the game because they need the money. Harvard just puts up their middle finger to your father-in-law. Harvard says, F you, we'll do what we want to do. Does that not shock you? And who's going to win that battle in the end?
Well, I'll tell you, Donald Trump's going to win that. And I would say America's win that. What they're doing in perpetuating this hatred on their campus is truly un-American. You know, that sort of thing, that's exactly what we fought in World War II to end, Sid. It's insane to so many people to see that sort of stuff spread around these college campuses like wildfire. And, yeah, Donald Trump's whole thought process is, listen, if this is how you're going to operate your university, don't think for a second you're going to get a penny from the federal government. That is cut off, and good for him for doing it. You know, you have to hold people accountable, and that's the failure we've seen time and time again with the Democrats. It's the failure of the last administration as well. They were not holding anyone accountable for anything, and Donald Trump is, and good on him. It's about time somebody started to do it.
Who's on Saturday night?
This Saturday, I'm really excited. I went to Dave Portnoy's house yesterday and interviewed him and his dog, Miss Peaches. It's gonna be amazing. Nice. And we also have a special Mother's Day episode with with Ashley Moody and Katie Britt, the two moms of school-age children in the Senate.
Fantastic. Georgia and Florida. And, of course, Portnoy had that whole F the Jews thing at his bar. He's also a big Boston fan. Just so you know, Lara, he's very upset my Knicks are up 2-0. He's going to have to get over it. Listen, we'll be watching Saturday. Great job here today, as always. We love you, Lara Trump. Thank you so much.